What is the primary legislation governing privacy and data protection in Japan? A. The Act on Regulation of Transmission of Specified Electronic Mail. B. The Act on the Protection of Personal Information. C. The Personal Information Protection Commission Act. D. The Act on Specified Commercial Transactions. Correct answer. B. The Act on the Protection of Personal Information. What constitutes personal information under the Act on the Protection of Personal Information, APPI, in Japan? A. Any information pertaining to a living individual. B. Information that can identify a specific individual by name, date of birth, or other descriptions. C. Data that requires explicit consent from the individual before collection. D. Information that is publicly available and can be accessed by anyone. Correct answer. B. Information that can identify a specific individual by name, date of birth, or other descriptions. Which of the following is considered sensitive information under Japan's APPI? A. An individual's email address. B. An individual's employment history. C. Data on a person's race, creed, or medical history. D. A person's preferences and hobbies. Correct answer. C. Data on a person's race, creed, or medical history. How does Japan's APPI regulate the use of cookies and similar technologies for online privacy? A. By requiring explicit consent for all types of cookies. B. By considering cookies as personally referable information in certain circumstances. C. By banning the use of tracking cookies entirely. D. By allowing unrestricted use of cookies without consent. Correct answer. B. By considering cookies as personally referable information in certain circumstances. What are the potential penalties for business operators violating provisions of the APPI in Japan? A. Revocation of business license. B. Imprisonment for up to 1 year or a fine of up to 1 million Japanese yen for individuals. C. Mandatory public disclosure of the violation. D. Community service and corrective training. Correct answer. B. Imprisonment for up to 1 year or a fine of up to 1 million Japanese yen for individuals. What actions can the Personal Information Protection Commission, PPC, take against operators violating the APPI? A. Request or order remedial actions. B. Implement a temporary shutdown of the operator's website. C. Force a public apology from the operator. D. Issue a warning without further actions. Correct answer. A. Request or order remedial actions. What specific regulation addresses email marketing in Japan, in addition to the APPI? A. The Act on the Regulation of Transmission of Specified Electronic Mail. B. The Electronic Commerce Act. C. The Consumer Protection Act. D. The Digital Marketing Act. Correct answer. A. The Act on the Regulation of Transmission of Specified Electronic Mail. What requirement does the Act on Specified Commercial Transactions, ASCT, impose on email or fax advertisements? A. Advertisements must be sent only during business hours. B. Sellers must obtain prior request or consent before sending advertisements. C. All advertisements must include an opt-out option in the message body. D. Advertisements must disclose the source of the consumer's contact information. Correct answer. B. Sellers must obtain prior request or consent before sending advertisements. What was a major privacy incident involving Z Holdings Corp., formerly Yahoo Japan Corp., that highlighted the importance of data protection measures? A. Unauthorized access to financial records of 10 million users. B. A data breach exposing sensitive information of 5 million users. C. A system glitch leading to the accidental disclosure of 22 million user IDs. D. Phishing attacks resulting in the loss of login credentials for 30 million accounts. Correct answer. C. A system glitch leading to the accidental disclosure of 22 million user IDs. How does the APPI define the term personal identifier code? A. Any code that can track an individual's online activities. B. Unique identifiers like passport numbers or driver's license numbers. C. A set of characters assigned to individuals for company internal use. D. Encryption keys used to secure personal data. Correct answer. B. Unique identifiers like passport numbers or driver's license numbers. What type of consent is required for collecting sensitive information under the APPI? A. Implied consent. B. Verbal consent. C. Prior consent from the data subject. D. No consent required if the information is publicly available. Correct answer. C. Prior consent from the data subject. How are entities penalized for unauthorized disclosure of personal information under the APPI? A. Imprisonment for up to 6 months for individuals responsible. B. A public retraction and apology. C. Fines of up to 100 million Japanese yen for entities. D. Mandatory data protection training for all employees. Correct answer. C. Fines of up to 100 million Japanese yen for entities. What does the APPI require in the event of a data breach? A. Immediate notification to the PPC and affected individuals. B. A temporary halt of business operations. C. Submission of a detailed security audit to the government. D. Public disclosure in major newspapers. Correct answer. A. Immediate notification to the PPC and affected individuals. Under what conditions can personal information be transferred to third parties according to the APPI? A. With prior notification to the PPC only. B. When it is for the benefit of the public. C. With prior consent from the data subject or under specific exemptions. D. Automatically if the third party is within the same corporate group. Correct answer. C. With prior consent from the data subject or under specific exemptions. How does the APPI address the correction and deletion of personal information? A. Individuals have no right to request correction or deletion. B. Individuals can request correction or deletion if the information is inaccurate. C. Data can only be deleted after a fixed period. D. Corrections and deletions are at the discretion of the data controller. Correct answer. B. Individuals can request correction or deletion if the information is inaccurate. What role does the Personal Information Protection Commission, PPC, play in enforcing Japan's privacy laws? A. Data collection and analysis only. B. Public awareness and education. C. Regulatory oversight and enforcement of the APPI. D. Technical support for data security measures. Correct answer. C. Regulatory oversight and enforcement of the APPI. In what circumstances is the opt-out option not available for the transfer of sensitive information under the APPI? A. When transferring data within the same corporate group. B. For third-party transfers requiring prior consent. C. When the data subject has already provided implicit consent. D. For transfers mandated by law. Correct answer. B. For third-party transfers requiring prior consent. What implications does the APPI have for businesses operating in Japan in terms of data protection? A. Strict limitations on the types of data that can be collected. B. Comprehensive requirements for consent, data handling, and breach notification. C. Minimal impact as long as basic security measures are in place. D. The need for annual data protection audits by external bodies. Correct answer. B. Comprehensive requirements for consent, data handling, and breach notification. How does the APPI classify data that can identify an individual in conjunction with other easily referenced information? A. As publicly available data. B. As personally referable information. C. As non-sensitive personal data. D. As anonymized data. Correct answer. B. As personally referable information. What are the penalties for individuals failing to comply with PPC orders under the APPI? A. A warning and a re-education program. B. Imprisonment for up to 1 year or fines. C. Immediate revocation of business permits. D. Community service and data protection training. Correct answer. B. Imprisonment for up to 1 year or fines.